Good morning guys, and welcome to episode 70 of my solo runs. We're almost halfway through the entire first generation's Pokédex, and today, wiggly in front of you, we have Hitmonchan, a boxing Pokemon, fighting type Pokemon, to do today's run with. Let's have a quick chat about it. It's a pure fighting type Pokemon, 455 base stat total, which is spread out quite weirdly, I would say. It's got great attack, decent speed and decent defense, but its HP and its special are awful, which is really worrying considering we get the moves Fire Punch, Ice Punch and Thunder Punch over the course of our level up move pool. So it's weird because with such low special, why would we need to utilise special type moves? It's really weird. So we're probably not going to rely on them too much, and we're going to have a bit of a problem in this early game as well. We don't learn another level up move until level 33, and we don't get another TM move until Mount Moon, meaning Brock is going to be a very hard challenge. We start off with Comet Punch, which is frankly quite an awful move. Yes, it's a multi-hit move, but it's generally pretty awful. We get Agility as well, which is perfect for like badge boosting, but we don't have any badges yet. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a struggle against Brock. Comet Punch is fine for taking out the likes of the bug catchers in Viridian Forest, and we can get some levels up. It was actually worth our time to backtrack as well, get a bit more experience against the rival west of Viridian. It was the optional rival battle there, but we take a lot of damage from that Pidgey, and Comet Punch doesn't really work in our favour. It does when we finally get to the Charmander, but all those growls, it pretty much gave us the win there and there. So let's try against the Light Years trainer, and I'm not expecting this to do very well. We are in quite a slow level up group, meaning we are still level 9 after all this training, and the Diglett takes us down to really low HP. Unless we get really good luck against this Sandshrew and the amount of Comet Punches we get, we couldn't take it out, but we do get good luck, and I'm not feeling confident for Brock whatsoever. Really not feeling confident for him. That's how much damage a Comet Punch is doing even when it does 5 hits. And we don't have many Comet Punches to work with, we've only got 15 PP. We've used 4 Comet Punches and we haven't even got down to half HP. Meaning, we have to think about our PP management when we come to go against the Onix. Because we probably are going to lose this fight, and we are going to have to go and level up. With Agility having 30 PP as well, it's not realistic that we are going to be able to stall out this Onix with 12 HP. It really isn't realistic. 2 tackles will be more than enough to take us down, and we're going to go and have to level up. It's really annoying that we do, but this is what we have to do, because there are no more trains that we can get higher experience from. Ideally what we're looking for are the level 6 Metapods, as they give you the most experience, with 61. So yeah, it becomes a bit of a slog to be able to get up levels in this early game, especially when we're in a slow level up group. It's not good, and we don't get any other moves to work with. We're going to have to probably rely on the struggle strats. So, when it actually comes to it, what we're hoping for are the critical hit chances, because they ignore any of the defense increases that Geodude does. And with being a multi-hit move, it means we can do multiple critical hits. It's only in Gen 1 where you can do multiple critical hits if your first hit with a multi-hit move is a critical, and that means every other move will be a critical hit. In later generations, it kind of varies, so you could get one critical hit on the first one, not critical hit, not critical hit. That's how it could work. But pretty much we're getting up to level 16, we give ourselves enough HP and enough chances with Comet Punch to actually do enough damage to take down both the Geodude and the Onix. We get down to 1 PP left, and it takes us all 15 PP of Comet Punch to take down Brock. Level 16 is not good, and we have lost quite a lot of time here. So we're going to have to see what we can do with Mount Moon to try and get this back. In Mount Moon though, we can pick up our first TM of the run, which is going to be Mega Punch. Great move, pretty much designed for this Pokemon, and it means we now don't need to rely on Comet Punch. We are still going to use it every now and then, just so we can use a bit of PP management to avoid some battles. We have gone up against a few optional trainers. Because our base HP is so low and our special is so low, we've got Misty coming up who is a special attacker. We are going to need that extra bulk up behind us. So first up is the Staryu, and I tried to go for Comet Punch to see if we can get a critical, but it doesn't really work in our favour in this attempt. 24 HP, X defend on Starmie. Yeah, we're not going to do too well here, but I still think it's possible around this level. We can get good luck. We can use agility first to outspeed both of the Pokemon on 34 HP this time, and we're going to go for Comic Punch to hope for those high multi hits. Thankfully in this attempt, the Starmie just goes for Tackle majoritively, and we do take a win to get the win at level 20. We can't learn Bubble Beam, and to be fair, our TM move pool is very scarce really on good moves. We can learn Takedown, we can learn Body Slam, we can get Mega Kick as well, we can learn Seismic Toss. We're not going to use Double Team, I never use that on these runes. We could use Mimic. It's not really too varied, it's really the Elemental Punches that create that variety, and even then with our low special it's not a great move. So we are going to go and pick up Seismic Toss because it will be useful for us. With the high level we are right now, it gives us another move in our arsenal to actually do a good bit of damage. This brings us on to the SSN. So the SSN rival, he's not too bad. We go into this fight poisoned, and we have picked up Body Slam now as well, which one-shots the Pidgeotto and the Raticate, meaning they'll also one-shot the Kadabra. That brings us on to the Charmeleon. Going into this fight poisoned, it also means if we get hit by Ember, we weren't going to be burned. And we take quite a comfortable victory. This brings us on to Surge. Now you might be wondering about the name of the rival for today. This is one of my newer subscribers, a guy called Weewak. I'm not too sure what that Weewak stands for, but thank you for joining the channel, it's really appreciated, and we'll hopefully see you as a rival in more runs coming up. Surge is beaten very easily, there's not really too much point of commentating that one, and that brings us on to the Exploding Hiker in Rock Tunnel. Now this is why we wanted Seismic Toss. Because we do consistent damage with it, it does damage relative to whatever your level is, it means we've got a good chance to get through this fight quite comfortably. We do get hit by one self-destruct, but it's still not enough to take us down. Brings us on to Lavender Tower. Now, Body Slam is not one-shot in the Pokemon, but we do move up to level 32, and we do get put to sleep, which is not a good position to be in. Thankfully, Barrage does not do much damage, and we're onto the Gyarados. Body Slam is a good move, but we get hit by Dragon Rage. Very powerful move in the early game, really trails off towards the back end of the game, but we need to make sure we get Body Slams in to do one-hit KOs. And we do. We take a first-time victory, and to be honest, we're doing alright. At the moment we are doing alright, but I am imagining this is going to turn south very quickly. We go into this fight poisoned, and that was a big mistake on my eyes. We probably are going to take a loss here. So when it comes to the Vileplume, we can't take it out in one, and then they go for Mega Drain. So we either need to get to that Vileplume with more HP, but thankfully I also had an antidote in my bag from all the way back in Viridian Forest. It's worth picking up every now and then, and that gives us the chance to actually deal some damage out to the Vileplume and take the win, even though we went in without full HP. I am quite impressed with how Hitmonchan is performing at this point, but we are still in the early game technically. We have now just learned Fire Punch, which doesn't really help us considering we're against Giovanni, who's resistant to fire. It's not really the best move to be using anyway, considering we don't have great special, so Body Slam is still the best move to be using here in Seismic Toss. In my opinion, Seismic Toss is definitely more useful on a Hitmonchan than it is using one of the Elemental Punches. What was annoying as well is when I got Silph Core, I wasn't looking at my spreadsheet here with the moves that I can learn, and I wasted a little bit of time thinking that I could teach it Earthquake. It makes no sense to me why it can't learn Earthquake. Usually when physical attacking Pokemon are, like, you've chosen physical attacking Pokemon, Earthquake is a general move that seems to get chosen, but we don't have a chance for it. We have now learned Ice Punch, which will be useful, more for the freeze chance than anything, but this Pidgeot is very powerful, and it takes us down. So we're going to try this again. I think like we can do it at this level, we're just going to have to get decent luck really. Body Slam can take it down in 2 once we've set up 1 agility. Once we've set up 2 agilities, we can use Body Slam again on the execute. We don't get the freeze, we get the paralysis. And that brings us to the Gyarados, who uses Leer of all things that he could have used. If he'd used any other move, we would have lost this attempt. Brings us on to Body Slam on the Charizard, and he goes for Rage. So we get very good luck in this fight here, and that leads to our eventual victory. We can pick up our Lapras, who's going to be our HM mule for Surf and Strength, and move on to Giovanni. So Giovanni in this fight, he starts off in Nidorino, goes into Rhyhorn, Kangaskhan, and then he also has his Nidoqueen at the end. We don't have any super effective moves here. We really don't. So we're going to have to rely on Ice Punch, hopefully get a freeze, but we are poisoned from that Nidorino, which isn't a good sign. So with so little HP left, we actually take a loss. Yeah, we need a little bit better luck for this one, and I wasn't imagining that Giovanni would become a problem. Considering we do get fighting type moves which are strong against rock types, yeah, I was not expecting us to have such a problem here, but Seismic Toss is not super effective. It only does damage relative to your level. So at this level it's 41 damage. Against the Rhyhorn we are going to use Ice Punch. It has a terrible special, but so do we, so it doesn't take it out in one. We are going to go for the Ice Punch against the Nidoqueen as well, because it's only using Scratch against us. And that gives us the win. Moving on, I've got a big problem. I could go to Sabrina or I could go to Koga. Sabrina is going to be a terrible matchup for us, so we're going to go against Koga and get a few more levels for tackling the Psychic Gym Leader. Body Slam is pretty much our MVP move so far. Like, I love this move so much. I absolutely love this move. It pretty much decimates Koga's Pokemon, and we take quite an easy win. But that means we still have to worry about Sabrina next. Although I don't have to exactly, I can go straight over to Blaine as well and try and beat him. We can get a few more levels up in his gym, and yeah, Body Slam is still not doing enough. I've now taught Thunder Punch on my moveset just for a bit more type variety, especially when the Gyarados are coming out late, because there are two in the Elite Four to worry about. But with Agility, we've got a badge boosting move, we've got Body Slam, which will be our main attacking move, and then a little bit of variety with Ice Punch and Thunder Punch, depending on what Pokemon come up. We take quite an easy win against Blaine, but this leaves us with just one gym leader that we can't avoid now. We've done everything we can to avoid her, but now we have to go against Sabrina. And I'm worried, I am scared for this fight. I am very scared for this fight. Kadabra will probably outspeed us and do big damage with Psychic. Yep, it's a one-shot. 8 levels below us and we can still lose to a one-shot. So how are we going to get past this? Pretty much, I didn't realise the Body Slam was a one-shot at this stage. Pretty much on all of the Pokemon. And at the Venomoth, it's probably the best place to set up at least one Agility to give ourselves a little bit more attack. Meaning that it wasn't enough to take out Alakazam in one, but thankfully it went for Reflect. Not the worst attempt, but we've lost some time. We really have lost some time here. And now we've got Giovanni to contend with for the last time. We go into this fight not even at full HP. I was thinking, because we have Ice Punch, if we can freeze one of his Pokemon, we could then set up with Agility. We didn't get that chance, and unfortunately, Dugtrio does a little bit of damage. We outspeed, now we've now got one Agility set up, and we can start sweeping here. The worst thing though is that the Nidoking comes out, it uses Thrash, and we do take a loss. If we'd had more Agility set up, we probably would have taken out in one. So what we are going to do is set up against this Rhyhorn completely here, because we want to make sure we can outspeed that Dugtrio coming up next. We don't want Mega Punch on our learn set anymore because it's not 100% accurate, and Body Slam is much more powerful. Body Slam doesn't take out the Nidoqueen in 2 hits, it takes 3 hits, and same with the Nidoking, but last up is the Rhydon, and we are very speedy, so we're not going to take any damage from Fissure. We can take quite a comfortable win there, even though it took 3 Ice Punches. But that's all that Gym Leader's done. It means we've now got to move on to the Elite Four. And we have our first challenge to the Elite Four, really, before we even get out of Viridian City. And that's against the rival. So, first up he has his Pidgeot, which does still do big damage, but it also has Agility on its moveset now, meaning it will either spam Wing Attack or it will spam Agility. Gave us enough time to actually set up a few Agilities ourselves, and then we can start sweeping. So Ice Punch is actually working really well in our favour. It's really annoying that we got paralysed there, but there's not much else we can do about it. This is the reason why I wanted Thunder Punch, because the Gyarados is up next, but it doesn't take it out in one even though it's quad weak to it. We don't even outspeed the Alakazam, but we do get one hit with Body Slam. Body Slam does big damage against the Charizard, and annoyingly we get hit by Paralysis and take a loss. If we weren't paralysed in this fight, we'd have won that quite comfortably. meaning we need to get through to these Pokemon without taking much damage, without being paralysed. Rhyhorn, of course, is easily the better Pokemon to set up on, and then Ice Punch can take it out in one, leading us onto the Execute. Body Slam does big damage and he goes for a Solar Beam, which he for some reason doesn't have when he's in the Executor. It's very weird. Like, why would you go from having Solar Beam, a fantastic move, to then not having Solar Beam and only having 3 moves on your arsenal? Yeah, not what I would do, but fair enough. This is the rival, and we take the win. So, in Victory Road, I always like going against this trainer here. She's got a Chansey, which, when you beat, can give you just about 2,500 experience points, which is fantastic, especially when you need to level up before the Elite Four. And we get up to level 51, and we can move on. You know what? Let's see how we do against Lorelei. We could use our rare candies beforehand, in fact, yeah. It might be worth us using the rare candies soon if we don't do well on this first attempt. Dugong just uses Rest, and the reason why she's using Rest the entire time is because Lorelei has good AI. Basically what that means is, if they have a super effective move that they could use against us, they will spam that move. But because Rest only heals them and puts them to sleep, it means we can set up completely and easily. We're not going to use counter for this run. I just don't see the point of it in Gen 1 really, because most of these late games are special attackers. And this brings us on to Lorelei's Lapras, which is a really big problem. We don't get good luck and Hydro Pump takes us out, but we know how we're going to win this. Dugong will only spam Rest, which means we can get our setup very, very quickly. We have used a few rare candies now, and that gives us the room that we need to set up. And now we've got Thunder Punch. So Thunder Punch can do big damage against most of these Pokemon. Body Slam will do good damage against the Slowbro. And we do take her out quite comfortably. Body Slam is easily our best move. Body Slam does big damage against the Jinx. And now we're looking for some good luck against this Lapras. We get it with the Paralysis. She misses with Hydro Pump, and that gives us the room we need for a win. Pretty good. Pretty good first Elite Four member. This brings us on to Bruno. Now, considering Bruno's got a Hitmonchan himself, let's see who uses the Hitmon better. So once we've set up our agilities, I misclicked on Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch does big damage. Body Slam is next, and it doesn't take out the Hitmonchan in one, which is kind of worrying. But Ice Punch also helps deliver, and yeah, this is the reason why I wanted Ice Punch out of all the elemental punches. Ice type moves are very good in offensive use. This brings us on to Agatha, and I'm really worried for this fight if I'm being honest. We are not doing well on time compared to a lot of other fights. And yeah, we need to make sure we can get set up or get a freeze on this Gengar, or we have no chance of doing this, because Dream Eater does massive damage. So yeah, we need to think about this. We've used the rest of our rare candies to go up to level 60, and she switches into Golbat, which is perfect. If we can get that frozen, oh, she switches. How annoying that is. But while it's frozen, are we free? Wait, that's 2 freezes in one fight. No way, that's crazy. Okay, we can set up our agilities. This is... Can I do this if I just keep getting freezes? Okay, come on, Golbat. Let's take it out with Thunder Punch. Haunter's next. We get a... No way, we got 3 freezes in one fight. Can we get a 4th? Come on, give me a 4th. Oh, we got Paralyzed. This isn't good. Get us another freeze. Get us another freeze. Ah, oh, no. God damn it. 3 freezes in one fight. What are the chances of that? That's hilarious. Okay, so this time we actually are going to get rid of Thunder Punch, and we are going to go for the Mimic strats. If we can put them to sleep, this gives us a chance to set up with agility. And that's what we want, really. We want to make sure they're put to sleep so they can't attack us. But with setting up agility as well, our speed is astronomical. We've used all of our PP ups on Ice Punch now. It's given us enough chances to try and sweep the team. And she starts switching between all of her Pokemon. So we can put most of her Pokemon to sleep, take them down with Ice Punch, and this brings us on to the Arbok. So, Hypnosis hits, Body Slam does big damage, and we're on to the final Pokemon. We've got 64 HP, so if anything we can tank 1 Nightshade, and we just keep it asleep. Okay, this is the difference. We needed Mimic. This is how we needed to beat her. we needed Mimic to work, and then Hypnosis. So when you use the right strategy, even a Pokemon that is weak to a Pokemon can do good damage. This brings us on to Lance. Now, Lance is the whole reason that I have kept Ice Punch. Literally the entire reason. We need to get past this Gyarados without taking too much damage. Because when we can get to the Dragonair, we can use Agility. And that sets up our speed and our badge boost. Ice Punch will then do bigger damage. Not enough to take them out completely, but because they have Agility on their movesets, all they will do is spam Agility. It's a Psychic type move. The Aerodactyl is the most scary Pokemon as well because it has Supersonic. And as you can see here, we get very, very lucky. Now, Dragonite, of course, has Psychic type moves with Barrier, meaning we have an easy final fight. And that brings us on to the champion. So, the champion here is going to start off with his Pidgeot. This is going to be tough because it likes to spam Sky Attack. That's it. God damn it. Yeah, this is not going to go our way. We really want to get through to the Alakazam and then Mimic recover. That's what we want to be doing. Okay, let's hope we get better luck this time around. So Ice Punch hits, and we get a freeze. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. We've now got the chance where we can now Mimic recover. This is changing the entire game. So, Body Slam will take out the Alakazam in one, and now the Rhydon comes out. Perfect time to recover. And he goes for Tail Whip, which just adds to our badge boost. We can now use Ice Punch, takes it out nearly in one, and Exeggutor is next. So I am going to go for Ice Punch again. It's not doing too much, but it knows to stop, just doesn't hit us. So we can then use Body Slam on the Gyarados. It's fully paralysed. This is working famously in our favour. And then we level up, and he goes for Fire Spin. This is not a good position to be in. But we do outspeed him, so we can recover. And unless he goes for a Fire Blast, we will lose this fight. I want to be on as much HP as possible, and I was waiting for him to miss something. That's the Fire Blast that I was worried about coming out, but we got him on low HP, and the final Body Slam takes the win. That was a very up and down run, but this was not quick whatsoever. Hitmonchan's special really is detrimental to its performance. So even though we finished at level 63, our end time was 5 hours and 8 minutes, so not great. More of a middle of the road sort of Pokemon. Yeah, I was hoping it would perform better, but that is how the run went. This brings us on to the wheel for next week, and we've now done 70 runs. We're nearly halfway there. And if anyone has been with me since day one, you know how long this has taken. First up on the wheel we have Starmie, and that will be a fantastic run. Starmie is so overpowered. What's second? Second is Psyduck. It's come up quite a lot, but I'm not... When Starmie's there, I don't really want to do a Psyduck run. Last up is Charmeleon now. It's been chosen for us straight away. We are going to go with Starmie for the next run, and I'm really looking forward to this one because Starmie is so overpowered. Thank you if you got to this point in the video. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your grandma, tell your mum. You legends. And we'll see you next week with a Starmie run. Take care guys. Appreciate it.